What's up, guys, and welcome back to Time Vision Talks. My name is Mustafa, and today I'm with
Fike.
Nazar.
And today we're going to be discussing the reopening of schools among this COVID crisis. That time of year is back. A lot of people are opening up and wanting to go back to school, but this is a very, very cautious time right now.
Mm-hmm.
People are limiting the amount of people that are allowed in stores. They're limiting the distance they stand within each other. How is that gonna affect and come into play once we open up schools, Like?
In my opinion, I think schools should reopen because you can't be stuck at home for like a whole year or almost a year, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're at that age, like you need to have some sort of interaction with your friends. Like it's just good for your mental health and your well-being. So I definitely think schools should reopen. However, it's gonna be very difficult. Because obviously, just like if you think about it, like starting a regular school year is probably so hectic because you're about to go into like 10 months, and then you have to prepare for everything, from schedules, classes, this and that. But now you gotta deal with the whole COVID situation where like you have to be social distancing, you have to be wearing masks, you have to be having a limited number of students in each class.
Right.
So I mean, some places are doing it and it's not going well. Like I don't know in America, so
It's like having a lockdown.
Toronto and Canada might be a little different, I think.
It's like having a lockdown every day. Like back in school, it's like you have a lockdown when someone comes.
Yeah.
Some shit. Yeah. But I think it's. I agree with you. Like they should open schools, but they need to reconfigure how it's gonna be. Like I think they should have some kind of hybrid kind of solution. Like have some online and
They were saying that, right?
Yeah, in campus.
Yeah.
Because like when you get older, especially like these kids, when they get older, time's gonna change. We're definitely gonna have some more online classes. So might as well get used to it now. It's gonna be safer if they do some online, some kind of hybrid kind of model kind of thing.
They're gonna have to do it, but from some of the things I've been reading, they're saying that it's tough. Like these teachers are saying that the students are coming online, but it's not like they're focused online.
Right.
Yeah.
Because these are used to being in front of the screen and learning. Like in certain scenarios they may be, but overall, like if you're in your own home, if you're in the comfort of your own room in your bed, maybe you're doing this class, you're not focused.
And what's more difficult and kind of different when you compare it to like online university or college classes is that this is like a class of 30 people, that have interactions with the teacher. It's not just a lecture that you listen to the lecture and you might be able to email the professor afterwards. In elementary or high school, it's a small classroom that you want to have interactions with the students.
It's definitely a lot more interaction based. It's
Right.
not like a DIY. It's not like just get the lecture or get the notes and just go study and do the
So
exam.
some of the different strategies that different school regions have been trying are, like limiting class time, shortening the days, or also requiring high school students to stay with their cohorts throughout lunch and recess even. And I think that's going to be a difficult task to do, that you're going to be assigned a group of people, your classmates, and you're going to be required to stay with them the whole 7 or 8 hours while you're in school. During your lunch and recess. How do you think that's going to play out, Nazar?
That's not gonna work for sure. Especially with like the younger kids, they don't have that discipline. I guess they're not gonna be following these rules. They're definitely gonna be chilling with other kids, especially if they have friends that are not
But
in
if
their
it's
class.
systematic,
Cohort.
it
Yeah.
might work. Like let's say with each, like this is there's like 4 cohorts, and there's like 4 different things you could be happening at the school. Like one's at recess, like one's in this class, one's in like the gym,
Right.
one's on like something, So if you just have that sort of cycle going, you have that same sort of pod of people, like your bubble,
Yeah.
But if it's not like that, then even if you have like some cohorts doing that same activity, I feel like if there's still social distancing to some like extent, it should be okay. But the bigger thing is this that we haven't talked about: wearing masks.
Yeah.
Is that mandatory? Or what's happening on that?
In most regions, up to grade 4 and above, masks will be required unless you have a medical.
Is this Ontario or like in Canada?
Yeah, this is in Ontario. I'm checking PO district, TDSB, the Catholic School Board. In most cases, if, above grade 4, you're going to be required to wear a mask if you don't have a pre-existing medical condition. Under grade 3 is strongly recommended. Either way, I think kids, especially in the elementary, have no real sense of self, no sense of distance between one another. You know what I mean? It's very hard to limit yourself in that social bubble when you're small and you want to run around and play games with each other. And especially if you're if you're sick. You know, I don't know if you're a kid. You know, you're just
That's
coughing
the
and
problem.
sneezing.
That's the problem. Because the thing is, right
You
now,
don't-
a lot of these kids, even if they do have COVID, they're saying that they'll be asymptomatic. So they're not
Yeah.
even gonna know.
Yeah.
And you're asymptomatic after 2 weeks, but in kids, they might be asymptomatic throughout the whole,
And they
the
might
whole damn thing.
And they might never even show symptoms of COVID. Or
Exactly,
even
and that's
succumb
where
to
the real
COVID,
issue is, right?
But you could still be spreading it to other people.
That's the,
Yeah,
when
because
you
they
go
don't.
home.
Yeah, like when you're a kid, like we've all been kids, of course. Like we never take the precautions of like covering our mouth when we're coughing or sneezing. Man's like, I've seen bare man's like in kids schools just like wipe their boogers and they just
Yeah,
Wipe
you
the
just
boogers
use your
on the
hands,
table.
it's like wiping all over your clothes. And
yeah we're
There's
not
probably boogers
yeah
under this
these
table.
kids
Like,
yeah these kids are not gonna be very how do you say it?
yeah, because really it just takes one, right? If you like have a real spread, like it just takes one or two
Yeah.
sort of scenarios for it to get really out of hand.
And that's the biggest concern. The biggest concern for teachers is social distancing within classes, because usually you'll have like 25 to 30 people in a class, and they'll be sitting like next to each other. You know what I mean? But if you want to maintain that with the social distancing that's required, you know, required if you step into a store, you know, they ask you to maintain social distance. They have lines on the floor, right?
Yeah.
If you want to maintain that same social distance, you're gonna have to cut down classes by at least half. It's like, you know, 15 people.
This is gonna feel like some totalitarian sort of school system.
Yeah.
If you're going, you're like have to be in this one sort of
Yeah.
class, have to sit in that like one spot, and you have to be like a robot pretty much. But
And the TDSB,
hey, if that's what it takes,
and the
that's what it
TDSB has
takes.
mentioned that it's gonna dip into its funds to hire more teachers, just so they can, you know, maintain all these rules that are gonna be in effect once the school year starts.
When they're already struggling to pay for teachers.
Yeah, and the teachers also
ironic.
like supplies.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's even the bigger issue. I feel like the government will come up with the money. Because if you think about it, like CERB is happening. These guys are giving out money left, right, and center. And they extended the CERB recently too.
Yeah.
Again, for those who don't know, if you're international viewers, the TDSB stands for Toronto District School Board, and CERB is like what is this? stand?
Canadian Emergency Response Benefit.
Yeah, Canadian Emergency Response Benefit. So yeah, this is where we're pretty much situated in the Greater Toronto area. So some of the things we're referring to is that. But with that being said, I feel like hiring teachers and this is the things you're gonna have to do regardless for
Yeah.
the system to work. Like hire professionals to come in and set up a proper system, set up like barriers like they have at like the checkouts and things like that.
And like things like with the checkouts and barriers, you're gonna have to have hand sanitizing stations,
Yeah, so
that-
there's a lot of money dropped into
like-
material
like-
and PPE, a lot of stuff.
disposable mask stations. That all these things need to be available in surplus at these schools for any of this to even, you know, go smoothly.
Yeah. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
lot of-
but you know what it is? It just depends on where you are. Like in Canada, thankfully, like our government's pretty smart. I would say, like I trust the government for the most part. Like they took the proper actions from top down, like federal level to municipal, like local, everything. So it was pretty organized, and you guys took action pretty quick. That's why, like right now, we're having pretty good COVID numbers.
Right.
Whatever good means, you know.
Yeah.
Like we're only hitting like 100
compared-
new cases a day, bro. In the States, it's ridiculous. You guys
Definitely
are
not as bad as it could be.
thousands dying daily.
Could be
and
worse.
like thousands. What were you saying? Like 97,000 students or kids were
Yeah,
infected?
97,000 students in the U.S. like in 2 weeks was got COVID.
Yeah, see, no, that's a real issue. Like these guys should not be opening their schools.
Yeah, like-
So if you guys are in America,
It's
please
all-
don't open your schools, guys.
Yeah.
But if you're in Canada, it's okay, I think. You know.
It's all scenario based.
Either way,
like-
you guys gotta maintain your social distancing, and please wear a mask. You know, a lot of people don't believe in masks and don't want to wear
the
masks.
mask. Trust me, wear the mask.
I cannot even explain the amount of videos that I've seen that show how effective masks are in reducing the fluid that is being spread from your mouth. You know what I mean?
Is it that flamethrower one?
Yeah,
that one's sick.
There's so many different ones where the flamethrower, aerosol can, or whatever. You know.
It helps a lot.
You know, a lot of people don't believe in masks. So if you wear a mask, you'll be at least a little bit more safe than if you don't wear a mask. And you know, while you're in public, enclosed spaces is the most important places.
You know what it is? You just gotta be considerate. You know,
Just
you,
be smart.
You don't want to
like,
be a
that's-
douchebag.
Yeah, like just be smart. Don't be a dumbass. Like it's not that hard. Like just wear a mask, sanitize your hands, clean yourself. It's like we've been with this for like what 5-6 months, and fortunately we haven't gotten any kind of diseases or anything or like COVID.
Yeah.
Like, just be smart. That's it.
So let's say, okay, for example, like worst case scenario, let's say a breakout does happen. Like,
Wave 2 comes back. If say school reopened, Wave 2 comes back.
Yeah. This
I don't
past,
think
like,
that's enough for wave 2 to come back. If they're like I said, the proper precautions.
with
But I'm
US
saying like no, like from a school
Yeah.
aspect. Let's say if like a breakout does happen, does you close like all schools down again?
They
ASAP.
probably will,
You
yeah,
gotta
they
do it
should.
ASAP
They should, yeah.
because
So is that even worth the risk? Because you think about it, like it's pretty
Because once it happens,
easy for one to
yeah,
happen
once it
right
happens,
now.
that's it. Like it's gonna be like quick,
like,
bare cases after one another.
because
like,
like exactly what we mentioned earlier, you could possibly be asymptomatic for up to 2 weeks, and then once you figure it out, you have it 2 weeks later. Who knows where have you been and who you interacted with prior 2 weeks?
yeah. That's
Well,
not-
let's see what happens because they're pretty much reopening schools in Toronto within like the next. They're saying September 15th is the first day, right? So that's about
Yeah.
like 2 to 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens, man. But honestly, are they gonna have full class sizes?
no,
They're
Or
limiting the class.
for sure they're doing the pod thing. Cause I don't know, man. These every other day I'm hearing something different at this point.
yeah, it's all like
Doug Ford, right?
He's saying full size.
He wants to come back with full sizes.
That's so
And
crazy
I've been hearing
shit,
this on
bro.
the radio, like, I don't know if that's a smart thing to do. Like what they're saying in the radio ads is we already maintain social distancing in stores, and we're
Yeah.
trying to maintain social distancing in malls and
Nah,
subways.
see, that doesn't work. Cause
So why not in schools? Why would you come back to schools and like completely abandon that?
you know what
that
it is.
rule?
You know what it is. Like I've seen so many videos of high schools in the States where these guys are like no masks, no social distancing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
these are full capacity. Like these guys are like
Always
regular.
packed and stuff.
Yeah, and that's where these guys are having the craziest breakouts, right? So
I'm telling you, but they have no fucking like they're not using their brain at all. Like it's simple, like simple things. Like how are you not gonna fucking
well, I
do social
mean,
distancing at all? Like
some people don't even believe in it, right? I know
Yeah.
people that don't even believe in COVID, and I'm there like, okay, this is kind of weird, you know?
Yeah, sure.
all these anti-mask protesters. Like
Anti-maskers and people
serious, bro?
like conspiracy theorists. Like there's all kinds of theories out there, but I think what everybody can agree upon is just you want to be safe, you want to stay healthy.
Yeah,
right?
that's I guess a universal thing. we
So
all agree
like
on.
no matter what you do, like a mask and hand sanitizer goes a long way. Nothing is gonna be taken from you except your germs. You know what I mean?
I swear.
But that is a crazy thought. I just totally forgot it. But yeah, man, COVID, weird year still, weird year.
Yeah, 2020's
There you go, guys. This has been Time Vision Talks on the reopening of schools amongst the COVID crisis. My name is Mustafa. I've been joined with.
Fike.
Nazar.
Let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Where are you from? And how have you been dealing with COVID? Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you in the next episode of Time Vision Talks.
Peace.
Peace.